you're like Sarah Palin, and I'm like Barack Obama. And your daughter, she's George Bush. Everything's her fault. Then who they blame? Me, the black man.
What's up? What's good? How you doing? How your family doing? Okay. Man, I'm recording from my gaming channel. I want to make sure that you see my regular channel. I have 3 channels. You know what I'm saying? Growing with Podrey is a channel that I talk my shit on or for. Alright? But on my gaming channel, I read my comment today, and it was from a young man called DMVYN, and he was saying that Madden, that the computer, I play against the computer on Madden 22. Alright? I don't play against other players, other humans, because I think they got a thing about not clicking on. What I mean by that is, like, if you pass the ball, you start off as the computer, and when you pass the ball, you should click onto the receiver that you're throwing it to, because there's different options, different ways of catching a ball. Alright? And when you're on defense, whatever defender that you're using, there's different ways of tackling a person. Alright? And I've seen the different flaws on both ends when I watch other Madden players. Alright? So when he said that the CPU is better than playing humans, I agreed with him. So I went to his channel. I responded back to his comment, and since I knew that I was going to give him a shout out on a shout out video, I wanted to go to his channel to see, if he had any game footage to post. And what I found was that he posted this video right here. And I read the title, and I was like, oh, hell yeah. Because I don't like Black History Month either. Alright? Now, what we're going to do is we're going to do a reaction video. And I hope I didn't bore you with my intro. I just wanted to lead you through this journey of, why I picked this topic or picked this video, you know what I'm saying, or why I titled the video what I titled it. Okay? So, let me also get this off my chest too. There was a person that told me that my reaction videos would be better if I did, like face cam, so that way the viewers can see my actual reactions, my facial reactions and things like that. But I'm like, nah. I think I'm gonna be on some Rush Hour when he's like, do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? So anyway, we're gonna get with this video, and I'll be pausing it here and there. You know what I'm saying? I've already watched it once, but I wanted y'all to check this out too. Alright? So let's go. Let's get it in.
I want to speak on something, and this is a very unpopular opinion. I dislike Black History Month. I always have as a child.
Now, he said it's an unpopular opinion. What I'm going to do at the end of this video is I'm I'm gonna do my own research, and I want to see how unpopular this topic is. So let's go.
My reasoning for that is because, like, I was always one of those people that think everybody matters. Everybody should be respected, even if it's not equally. We should all have some type of understanding of each other. Like, when that Black Lives Matter stuff was all hyped up because of the police brutality of George Floyd and all that, like, I didn't really care for it, only because police brutality is rare. And I'm not saying forget about it, and I'm not saying you should forgive whoever did it.
All right. I disagree with the police brutality being rare part, because it's happening every day. And what's fucked up is that it's not what gives these news channels the ratings that they want, so they're not discussing it. There's so much shit going on. It's like when you pull the race card on an Amber Alert. You know what I'm saying? When there's a non-melanated kid that's taken, they'll put an Amber Alert on for them. But when kids from my culture, from my ethnicity, when they go missing, nah, it ain't none of that. Let's go back a little bit, because there's something else I disagreed on.
Get about it. And I'm not saying you should forgive. Police brutality is rare. And I'm not George Floyd and all that. That Black Lives Matter stuff was all have some type of understanding of each other. Be respected, even if it's not equally. We should all have some type of understanding of each other.
Okay. When he says, we should have an equal understanding of each other, I agree. And I agree on it on a level as you should know your enemy. You know what I'm saying? On some war type shit. We should know our enemy. And then I have to water it down some, because our enemy, the people from my culture, folks that look like me, melanated people, you know what I'm saying? We're not the only ones that came from Africa. I have to believe that we all came from Africa. So I can't sit back and say that everyone who does not look like me is an enemy. I can't say that they're my enemy, because history is like math sometimes. 1 + 1 just equals 2. When it comes down to abolitionists, the abolitionists weren't always the same color as the slaves that they were hiding. Now, I remember when I ain't gonna say I remember when I first was thinking like that, but I'm glad when I started thinking like that. Let's see, let's go.
Like, when that Black Lives Matter stuff was all hyped up because of the police brutality of George Floyd and all that, like, I didn't really care for it, only because police brutality is rare.
I didn't care for Black Lives Matter because it was like a phase. It seemed like it's just a phase. And I'm glad it felt like it was just a phase, because from the time that Black Lives Matter to now, you know what I'm saying, to the present day, I don't hear nothing about Black Lives Matter. It phased in and it phased out. All that hyped up energy that they were putting into Black Lives Matter, where is it now? Where is it now? It's like, for this whole topic of the video, and this might be where folks click off, because they're like, okay, so now I know why you don't like History Month. But this whole thing of giving us a month to favor over all the rest of the months is bullshit, because every month is a Black History Month. Every month we did so much to build this country that every month is a Black History Month. We did something every month of the year. We did something every day of the year to make this country popular. If a person did a timeline, I bet damn near every day of the month, some brown melanated person did something specific to make this country better. There's 31 days in a month, right? So that means that, you know what I'm saying, people do shit every day to make things better for other people or for themselves. So it's like, what the fuck are you doing giving us just 1 month? Fuck you. It's a slap in the face.
And I'm not saying forget about it. And I'm not saying you should forgive whoever did it. I feel like we can't move on if we keep talking about the past. And
When you say we can't move on, we can't move on because it's in our faces every day. We're reminded of it every day. We just are. We can't heal a wound if it's constantly being irritated. And I know that myself personally, on a personal experience, because I get wounds every now and then. And when I'm trying to heal them, I have to do what I can to prevent myself from causing more damage to the wound so that it heals. Alright? So, you know what I'm saying? No matter if it's talked about or not, it's in our faces. It's like part of our DNA code right now. You know what I'm saying? This ill will that we have towards each other. You know what I mean? When you read the Willie Lynch letter, alright, when you read that, you'll see all the different ways that they wanted to keep us warring with each other. And on top of that, you have to believe, I have to believe that Willie Lynch letter wasn't made just for African slaves. They had to practice it on their own race, their own ethnicity, to get it perfected. You know what I'm saying? They had to. It's like scientists now. You know what I'm saying? They practice on animals before they go practicing on humans. You know what I'm saying? And it's fucked up. Back in the day, they practiced on brown folks. Look up, you know what I'm saying? Do your history. Do all the history of what they did to brown women and to brown men. You know what I'm saying? To get the research that they needed. So let's go.
I get it hurts. Our ancestors been through it. Our grandparents been through it, and we're still suffering the effects of it. Yes, but we're not. African Americans are not the only people who was enslaved. Slavery happened throughout all of history. But y'all not ready for that conversation.
I am. I'm very ready for that conversation. I've made videos on this conversation, on that topic, because it's the truth. Alright? When you got one country that's going to go and conquer another country, they are of the same color. They are. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. Best believe that melanated people got lucky here and there to be able to rise up in status quo, to rise up in the status, to be able to run some shit or have some power. And they wanted to be, and they wanted to do. They wanted to be just like the other people who had power, who was not melanated, and they wanted to do the same shit that those other people did. Alright? So, it's all through history. And the bad thing about it is, his story doesn't want to be told, don't want to be honest, don't want to tell the truth. And it's fucked up because when you think about a black pope, there were actually melanated popes. You know what I'm saying? It's not just a non-melanated pope wearing black clothes. You know what I'm saying? So anyway,
I feel like Black history, Hispanic history, Native American history, white history, Indian history, whatever history, if you were born in America, it's American history. If you were brought over from different countries, if you came over from different countries, it was American history. No matter how many times y'all try to deny it, no matter how many times y'all try to rewrite it, all our history are linked together in this country.
Okay, that part that he says, that part that he's talking about now, is a bit confusing because, alright, if you're born in America, then you must be an American. That's your citizenship. It's like if you're born in France, your citizenship is French. If you're born in any other country, wherever you were born, that's where your citizenship is. Let's say you were born in another country and you came to America and you changed your citizenship. Well, the day that you step foot into America, that's when you begin your American story. That's when you start to have your own personal American archive. You know what I'm saying? You can't come to this country and sit back and say that I am down with your struggle, I feel your struggle, because I'm part of your struggle. It's like you just got here, so you're not part of the history of our struggle. You just got here and you're dealing with the pains of what we're going through. So that last part of what he just said, you know, it's kind of like, yeah, that was a little confusing, a little shaky, but I know what I'm saying is going to be a little shaky as well. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to downplay what he's saying.
We're all Americans, believe it or not. I don't see color. I don't discriminate. None of that. Like,
I see color, and I do discriminate. I discriminate people of my own color. It's kind of like some people say, I like Negroes, but I hate niggas. You know what I'm saying? If you don't know what I'm saying, back in the day, the definition of a nigger or nigga, I forgot which one it was an ignorant person. I don't know if they changed it now or not, but that's what the definition used to be an ignorant person. So if it's an ignorant person, point blank, well, anybody is an ignorant person. Anybody can be ignorant. So if anybody can be ignorant, then anybody can be a nigger. Or nigger, whatever word it was the definition for. That's what I figured. You know what I'm saying? If you don't know what I'm saying, then I apologize. I'm trying to get on with the video.
I hear a lot of people, white people can't say the N-word. Why can't they? Words only have meaning if you give it power. Like, I mean, I said it backwards, but words only have power if you get it meaning.
Okay, check this out. You take Eminem, a very popular hip-hop artist. He can't say the N-word either. It pisses me off when I'm looking at or watching some gameplay of different games and I hear people throwing around the N-word like it ain't nothing. And I'm thinking to myself, if there's a melanated player and he's hearing somebody else use the N-word, I think it is his duty to check that person and be like, yo, if you're not a melanated person, you shouldn't be saying that shit, and I'm gonna report you. It should be deaded right then and there. That person should be put in check. I personally, I still call people a nigga here and there. I do it in a way of where it's like, it's kind of like saying I do it at home in the comforts of my own home. But in a video that I'm going to put out there, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to call anybody a nigga because I am just adding on to the problem. It's like calling a female a bitch. In my own privacy, in my own home, yeah, I'll call a female a bitch quick. But on a video or out in public, nah, I don't want that. I don't want to give it legs. I don't want to add on to the problem. And that's what I have issue about non-melanated people using the N-word. Because it's like, yo, it was used to hurt us, to fuck up our self-esteem, you know what I'm saying, and all other kind of reasons. There's all kind of different facts on why they use or why they call us niggas. You know what I'm saying? Necro for death, death being the darkness of the African skin. You know what I'm saying? So it might as well be like some fucking zombies type shit. But anyway,
I don't get offended when people say, if I know it ain't intentionally like trying to be like prejudiced, even if it is, I'm like, okay, you're not hurting my feelings. I'm just saying, like, we all been through a lot in this world. Not just black people, not just white people, not just Latino people, not just Asian people. Everybody has some type of history to affect their ancestors. But it's time we just, like, all come together and just say, let's not forget about it, but let's move on from it. Let's build.
Okay. On that note, I would love for us to live in peace and harmony. I know we can't forget the bullshit that has happened, the pain that has been implanted into our lives, into our souls. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be there. It's kind of like saying, once a person, you know, start realizing the truths and they start seeking facts, their lives change, because ignorance is bliss. And once you start realizing the truth about things and the shit really digs deep, you know what I'm saying, and you start getting passionate about what's fucked up about the shit that has happened to people, period, no matter what the race is. But when it comes down to your own race, you know what I'm saying, you feel it the most. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm not gonna feel the same way I feel about other races the way that I feel about my own race and the troubles that we've gone through. Alright? I'll have empathy. Be like, that's fucked up that your people had to go through that. You know what I'm saying? But it's not going to be a challenge of, you know what I'm saying, Like, oh, you said your people went through that. Well, I got something that happened worse to our people. So I'm gonna, you know what I'm saying, double down on what you're saying and say that this happened to our people, that it didn't happen to your people type shit. It's kind of like, nah. You know what I'm saying? I have to respect the next person's feelings about their own ethnicity. You know what I mean? Put it like this. There are people from other countries that had to go through the light skin versus dark skin civil war type shit, type of discrimination. Honestly, Japan, China, they've gone through it. There's people that talk about it on YouTube, on videos. You know what I'm saying? Dominicans and Puerto Ricans, Cubans, you know what I'm saying? Folks from South America. It's all over the place. People with fairer skin have always thought they were better than the person with darker skin. So, like I said, I would love to see us all live in peace and harmony. I would love to see us cooperate with each other. I know that we won't forget the past, but the thing is that we do have to build a better future and allow the past to be the reason why we don't want our future to be like the past. Does that make sense? You know what I'm saying? We don't want to go through the same shit that we went through to get where we are now. You know what I'm saying? If you don't know what I'm saying, I apologize. I'm trying to say all the right shit without making my video long. Alright? My disclaimer is, I'm not the smartest person in the world, and I'm not the dumbest person either. I've done my research on some things, and there's a lot of things out there I want to do my research on. The problem is that I don't believe the shit that I read or see. Because people tampered with it. People have always tampered with the truth. So it's hard to believe everything that I do my research on. But it gives me a reason to form an opinion about something. And what I'm asking is, I want you to question everything that I'm talking about, everything that this young man is talking about. Do your own research on these different topics and form your own opinion about all this shit that we're talking about. The most important thing is to really share your opinion. Because before this video, you know what I'm saying, I haven't seen anyone else say, I haven't heard anyone else say that they dislike the month of February. And I've been looking for, I've been looking for it slightly. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those things where, you know, if I look at a topic and it says it, that I'm on it, that I want to see it. But it is very rare to find someone who says they dislike Black History Month. This is the first time in a very long time that I've heard someone else say that they dislike Black History Month, aside from my own family. You know what I'm saying? People that are in my own circle. So, the part of sharing your opinion is the reason that I appreciate this young man for posting this video. Because it's fucked up to think that you're the only person that's thinking about something on the level that you're thinking about it, when there's a lot of people around you and they disagree with the way that you're thinking about it. You know what I'm saying? They'll argue you down and say, you know what I'm saying, that you're wrong in so damn many ways. When come to find out, y'all are really kind of saying things that are similar. It might not be lined up perfectly, but it's kind of similar. You know what I'm saying? But even if it wasn't similar, if you disagree with somebody's idea, you shouldn't make somebody feel like shit because you disagree with the way that they think. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people who fucking voice their opinion about every goddamn thing. Everything that comes across their mind is like, it's like they got Tourette's syndrome. They just gotta say it. You know what I'm saying? It's an uncontrollable thing. They gotta run their fucking mouth about whatever they disagree with. There's some people that's like that. And there's some people who are the opposite. It might take a lot for them to voice their opinion about something. They gotta boil up enough. It's gotta boil up enough. You know what I'm saying? In order for them to blow their top and start talking about some shit. But anyway, let me finish this. Let's finish this so we can hear him all the way out.
From it. Let's learn from it. Let's create something more powerful. Let's create a unity. Like, let's build from it. Let's learn from it. Let's create something more powerful. Let's create a unity. Like, come on, people. Wake up. I want to speak on.
Alright. So, if you want to take the time to listen to this video without interruption, his channel name is DMVYN. The title of the video is Unpopular Opinion About Black History Month. You know what I'm saying? It's only 3 minutes long. Check it out in its entirety without me interrupting and stopping and shit like that. And, you know, form an opinion about it. You know, do your research on it. And, you know what I'm saying? Leave me a comment. You know what I mean? Let me know what you think and what you get from this. You know what I'm saying? Does it help you deal with the situations that you might or might not have gone through? I'm gonna tell you this one story, and then I'm gonna get off. I'm gonna stop this video. When I was a kid, we lived in some apartments, and there was a commotion going on outside, and there was always some type of problem. I ain't gonna say always, but a lot of the times there was a problem going on between the people that lived in the apartments, and the people that lived in this house that was across the parking lot from us. There were some Caucasian people, and they proved to be racist. And on this one particular day, my stepdaddy had come home. The problem was already accelerated. It was already going on. But when he came home, you know what I'm saying, the police was already out there trying to de-escalate the situation or whatever. And he had said some shit that they didn't like. And it was like, hold up, stop, sir. We need to talk to you. We want to question you, whatever the fuck. He's like, man, basically, fuck you. I'm just got off work. I'm going home. You know what I'm saying? Get with my family and shit like that. And they, you know, basically followed him to the front door and tried to force their way in. When they started forcing themselves in, my mother told me to go to the bedroom. Now, we only had a 1-bedroom apartment, alright, but she told me to go into the bedroom. And I could hear the cops trying to kick down the door, and I could hear my parents trying to hold the door up. And then finally, my mother came running into the room. She wanted to hold me. She held me, you know, basically was shielding me. And my stepdad came in after her. And we were like on the far side of the room, on the other side of the bed. Cops came in, flooded, you know what I'm saying? They just came in, you know, like they tried to fit as many cops in that room as they could. And they was trying to force my stepdad out. And then the police's attitude changed after they saw me in there. And they wanted to get me out of the room. And my mother was like, no, you ain't taking my kid out of here. You know what I'm saying? My stepdad was on the same energy. Like, hell no, you ain't about to take my kid up out of here. And basically, if they had gotten me out the room, they probably would have done something to kill my parents. Well, my mom and stepdad. Because they just dirty like that. And they would have accused my mom and my stepdad of doing some foul shit to create the situation to where they end up getting killed. That's just the way the police do. They've been doing it for a long time. I'm 47 years old, and at that time, I was only in the 3rd grade. Yeah, I think it was the 3rd grade. So, no, I can't forget that. And when I hear all these stories, or not just stories, but when I hear that another cop has killed someone over some bullshit, I'm thinking to myself, man, again? I'm not numb to it, but fuck, again? You know what I'm saying? When is it going to end? When is it going to end? Okay, last story. I'm watching a series on HBO Max called Batwoman, and on one of the series, on one of the episodes that I watched within the last couple days, a brown guy got shot by some non-melanated cops. And it's like, wow. You know what I'm saying? And when I say wow like that, it's like, okay, the writers and the producers, are doing what they can do to say that they support, the Black Lives Matter movement. They support the whole idea of it being wrong for the police to, police brutality, things like that, and to use their force to discriminate or whatever, or discriminate people at will because they're cops. They carry a badge and they get away with it, and so, their club against the civilians, you know what I'm saying? So when I saw that episode, I was just like, oh wow, okay, kudos to them. I'm glad they put it out there that, they're not down with it. But they ended the episode or the segments, it's like 3-4 videos just on this topic, and they basically ended it by disbanding the person who created that cop force, disbanded that cop force. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, wow, what if that happened in real life? You know what I'm saying? Who's gonna protect and serve? You know what I'm saying? It's not like it was back in the 70s, in the 60s, where you had people of the community that wanted to do something for the community that they lived in. You know what I'm saying? The community I live in right now, they don't give a fuck about me living here. You know what I'm saying? They don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? I bet wherever you are right now, I bet the community that you live in right now, I bet they don't give a fuck that you live there either. Whether it's a house or whether it's in an apartment complex. You know what I'm saying? And it's fucked up that that's the way we live. We used to live in communities where if a kid does something wrong at the end of the block, before they got home, that kid's parents already knew what that kid had gotten in trouble about. Or what the problem was. You know what I'm saying? It was like word of mouth. It was like, okay, if the kid was in the wrong, the kid was in the wrong, and it wasn't no way that he could lie about it, because by word of mouth, his parents already knew what was going on. So, the kid get in trouble even more for lying. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, let me get off of here. And when it comes down to my channel, I don't want to put, I don't want to make somebody's day bad. You know what I'm saying? I want to be able to give somebody some information that they can grow on. That's why it's called, growing with Podrey, because it's all about growth. We may not like the topics that, that we have to confront. We have to confront these topics. We may not like them, but we got to confront them. It's kind of like if you got an issue that you need to fix about yourself, you need to fix it. You can't run from yourself. You need to fix that, because you're going to cause problems for yourself and the people that's around you. And if you don't give a fuck about yourself, most definitely you don't give a fuck about the people around you. So it's like, man, there's so many things that we need to do to be able to be a better community, a better species, period. But let me get out of here. I hope you have a good day. Hope you have a good night. Hope you have a good morning. Peace.